name is Lindsey, and software is what I do. And today I'm going to talk to you about tech, about robots, and about how I'm using them to solve a problem that's often invisible right here in our community. That problem is recidivism. And it's okay, I had to Google it too at one point. Recidivism is when someone who has been released from prison returns to prison. And the big deal about that is that here in Washington, 1 in 2 people who are released from prison will return within their lifetime. Now, we have 8,000 people who are being released from prison in Washington each year. And that means that 4,000 are going to go back. That is at a cost of $34,000 a year of your taxpayer money, at a cost of 4,000 crimes being committed right here in our community, and at a cost of 4,000 families that are torn apart by the impact of recidivism. Now, no one who's in prison wants to go back. Prison is awful, and every time I go to prison, I only ever meet people who can't wait to get out, can't wait to rebuild their lives, because prison is awful and traumatic. So why do people recidivate? Well, they commit crimes, but it's very important to be aware of the demographics that we have in our prison today. On average, someone going into prison has an income level of $12,000 a year, an average education of 10th grade, and hey folks, we got rid of higher education in prison quite some time ago. And third, we have an average unemployment rate of 60%. Now, when folks get out of prison, it doesn't get any better, because they're faced with the stigma of a criminal record. And even in our culturally progressive and empathetic city, it's incredibly difficult to find an employer who's willing to give you a second chance. This is where the robots come in. Because we know that professional skills and education reduce recidivism. We know that, thank you, we have a ton of jobs in tech in Seattle. You know, guys. And third, and most importantly, programming in tech is built on the foundation that it doesn't matter what you look like, where you're from, how you dress. If you can write good code, you can get a job. Thank you. I'm the co-founder of an organization called Unloop, and we are working today to enable people who've been in prison to succeed in careers in tech and break that cycle of recidivism. Thank you. Last year, I went to prison for the first time in my life as a visitor. Thank you. And I visited a programming class that exists today at Clallam Bay. I met people who had built a first-person 3D shooter video game from scratch, a file-sharing app from scratch, all without internet, without Stack Overflow. Right? Last month, I went to prison. I went to a women's prison. We brought these robots into prison. This woman programmed her robot to navigate a maze and avoid obstacles and flash lights when obstacles approached. It was fucking awesome. And every time I go to prison, I am struck by the untapped creative and intellectual potential we have sitting behind bars today, idle and without opportunity. Now, today, my organization is working to provide that opportunity. It's not that difficult. We are setting up year-long educational programs so folks can learn how to become computer programmers. In Orange is the New Black, they made panties in prison. We're setting up a web dev shop in prison so folks can get the work experience they need to hit the ground running when they get out. And third, and most importantly, we are setting up an ongoing model for community support. Folks, that is all of you here in the room today. We already saw a presentation on community. There are a number of ways you can get involved. Number one, we are hiring paid instructors for our year-long courses. Tell your mom, tell your friends, everyone you know. Number two, volunteer. Volunteer at a workshop on our curriculum, even non-tech things, you name it, we need it. And third, and very importantly, we need tech employers, you, your boss, to give folks an opportunity. That could be just an interview, that could be an internship. And lastly, I invite you all here today to come to prison with me. Send me an email, I will take you inside. I promise I will take you back outside at the end of the day. Thank you for your time.
That was awesome.